And now, another Hotch Potch feature film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, I was thinking just about just that little conversation we had before about research, and I'm just wondering, like, what inspired you to write about this character? Like, it's a really interesting character. Like, why her?
Yeah, I was inspired by the painting. And I don't know the painter's name. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I ever saw it. Which is it's a gorgeous painting of some silos, a grain elevator and a train. And having known, this is kind of a weird story, but when I was growing up, I remember two boys dying in a grain elevator. And I always thought that was just like such a tragic way, to die. And somehow that led to, kind of a murder mystery, but not really, because, Lucy, the character, has kind of figured it all out pretty quickly. Um, but seeing footprints seemed like one way to approach the story. And so I didn't know if there was actually a field of forensic podiatry, but there is. I found that out pretty quickly on the internet, and it's actually a young field, even though they've been studying footprints and forensics for centuries. But it's only been like in the last 20 years that they have developed a science to it. So yeah, I read up on it, and I liked the idea of this woman kind of taking control over this crime scene. And there's domestic violence in there, that she has also experienced, and maybe too many storylines, but um, it felt like it merged together okay.
That's great. And what was like, what were the really fun things that you discovered in your research? Like, what were the moments in your research where like, oh my God, I have to use that, or
Yeah.
just that's so cool, whether it made it to the story or not.
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess the size of the community of forensic podiatry is really small. I mean, tiny. There's like 20 people, Yeah. Um, and I'm not sure how well, or how they are taken seriously by other forensic professionals. It seems like they're kind of fighting their way for credibility. But there's a lot they can do. I mean, scanning. They have scans of the soles of shoes. This huge database where you can go in and check what the bottom of a Nike shoe is. And also that they pay attention to gait, how people walk. And that kind of clues them into um, narrowing down suspects. So yeah, pretty weird.